guys, this is going to be Cancer. We're starting it full reads for all 12 signs on this channel, Susie Evolutionary, and then hop on over to live for soul navigation. Hello. On Friday nights, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. Also, I'm going to be running a contest, which is a thank you for your patience. Wow contest, because last night's thing was whack. The technology just kept cutting out and everybody stayed, and I'm so grateful. That feels beautiful. There's definitely something going on in the collective. So this is going to be a full reading, and I will do clarifiers. Very interesting. But the contest will be, you have to watch just like one or two of my tarot. I think it happens every reading, but there's a card that I have a nickname for. I have a lot of, like, I say that's what this card means for me. And so you have to be in the live next Friday, Cancer, because I know Cancer always shows up. So next Friday you need to be in the live, and at some point I'm going to say, hold up the card and say, what do I call this? And the first person who gets it wins a 30-minute full reading, astrology, channeled messages, cards, all of it. Okay. So I take 3 cards for like your general, what's going on now in the energies. And there's like a card for you, a card for the actual relationship. And that's like the energy of the relationship. It doesn't mean it's in union, but it's the two of you together. And what does that energy look like? And then a card for your person. And then I take 3 cards because I want to see what you're bringing to the table. Like what this looks like then to when and if you come together, but also like, what are you guys bringing in that maybe no one's saying out loud on both ends? Because sometimes we need to be aware of what universe is trying to tell us in case we're missing signs. That's why you're here. And then the last 3, so there's like a euro, the energy of the union and or the togetherness, and then theirs. And it's, how are you actually feeling right now? What are you bringing into the situation? And what lessons, what growth, like what's going to come out of this relationship for the same way, the 3 of you, meaning you, them, and because the relationship is an entity. That's why we can do like astrology charts. For a couple, we can like actually make a chart of the relationship. So here we go. So the Sun is the first card that, so I love this for you, Cancer, because this is really happiness and joy, but also like it feels, yeah, okay. It feels like overdue sunshine. And that's real nice. The energy of like the chemistry, the alchemy that the 2 of you have together in the 5D in energy is the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is making a decision, waiting for the ship to come in. My guides know I'm a dork, and sometimes they say the dumbest things to me, but I just heard like, I choose you, Pikachu. literally embarrassing, but that's the energy of the chemistry, the alchemy of the two of your energies coming together, which is as dorky as the way they wanted to convey that and that analogy. It's not so shabby for Cancer. So it feels like you both kind of make a decision that you really want to see what this looks like in a full relationship. I don't know that you're actually in the decision. I think it's just like kind of milling around and starting to actually resonate with your heart. I mean, you're a Cancer, so once you make the decision, it's already in the heart. I don't know that they are completely working off a full healed, open heart chakra. We'll get to that. Their energy, Six of Pentacles, fairness, reciprocity. They want to give, like whatever it is about you. Okay. So I just heard, it's so dumb. I just heard that, that old song, and I'm not sure, but that, now it's killing me. They have it in Guardians of the Galaxy too. And that is not why I know the song. It's not Donny Hathaway. And I love him and I have so much of his music. But it's the, if you ever change your mind, bring it on home to me. And it says that I'll give you everything. I'll give you jewelry too. I'll give you everything. Whatever it is about you, Cancer, it makes this person feel like whatever I was holding back, I just want to give you everything now. And that's nice. That's what they're thinking would be nice. I'm not seeing a whole lot of swords on this table. So I'm not seeing a lot of communication. I don't feel like these are two people that are communicating a whole lot. I think you're happy. I think you're happy. I think you're learning joy within yourself, and that's really beautiful. All right, so let's talk about, because we can clarify these. And you'll all get used to how I work, but like the messages deepen and come in as I'm reading and touching the cards. So sometimes I might pause for a minute. And sometimes that's to get a very specific message for just one or two of you. So in the next row, what you both are bringing, not mad at it, Cancer. You're bringing balance. You're bringing balance. So that's not saying that like this person balances you out. You're bringing balance to the table. Like that is somebody who's done some work. It's also the Temperance card. It's the Sagittarius card. And that fiery sun card of joy with the Temperance Sagittarius card, because like Sag is joyful. They know how to live joy. There, no sign is perfect. But if you want to have a really good time, it's good to have a Sag friend to go out with. But they know how to create joy. And so again, and we have enlightenment. Whenever we see, especially in the traditional Rider-Waite, whenever we see like those little lines around someone's head or in the that's enlightenment. So this is what's interesting is there's a second set of enlightenment. It's off in the distance. But you're having balance before that other entity joins you. You're already in balance, and that's amazing. You know, universe often, my guides often give me like, you know, like tougher things to say. Like Susie will say it, give it to her to tell them. Like that's the like that don't shoot me, I'm just a messenger is how I feel a lot. Because I'm a direct person. So getting cards like this kind of nice. It's kind of nice for me. The energy of what you are both bringing is the energy of waiting. Like the chemistry and the alchemy of the two of energies together is in the energy of I've done all my work, where's my dang prize? Like I ate all the Cracker Jacks, where are my stick-on tattoos? And that's what you're both bringing, just the waiting. And I feel like that's a little, it has different nuance for both of you. For one of you, it's like, I can wait. I'll wait until it matches my joy. And for the other one of you, I feel like it's, when does my prize come? When do I, you know, when does it not suck? What they are bringing is being in the process of healing. I have the Star card. It's in reverse. They've got a slightly blind eye to one of their, they get it and they're trying. There's just one thing that they like, it feels out of their reach. Does that make any sense? Like your person understands healing, they work at their own healing. It just seems like something is missing. I feel like there's a component of their healing they either are unaware of, and it goes with that Seven of Pentacles. Like, why do I not, how can I work this hard? Because like a lot of people walk around and they do a lot of blaming other people or projection, denial. They don't have accountability. They don't want to do the work. This person wants to do the work. They understand the work. They're trying to do the work. And they're still like, it feels like I just saw like sand running through somebody's hands, like trying to hold sand. It just feels like it's not coming into reality. And it's really frustrating for them. And oof. Yeah, so I'm getting that this person, I just heard like, I'm healed enough, we're good, let's go. So that's something to be aware of. In what may happen, this is so weird. The energy of like what the two of you will get out of the union, like what this will look like if the two of you come together, actually come together and try this out. I say this, and I'm just going to say this in all 12 signs this time, and maybe for a couple of times more. The other person, whoever they may be, and that's even in the deepest soulmate and a twin flame, whatever kind of divine union, right? Even if you guys together, you each have missions, and then together you have a big mission. That person is still a vehicle to your highest best self. They are not the destination. They are just a vehicle. And sometimes people are a bumpy ride, and sometimes it's luxury. And sometimes it's, most of the time, it is something in between, right? It's not horrible. A few dings. So I want to see what, and everybody's a lesson, right? Everybody's a season or a reason. They have a purpose. So I want to see what this person's purpose, and then the connection's purpose, and what you both are here to learn from the relationship, or what's the biggest thing you'll get out of it. I'm going to need to clarify your end, because what I have is the 10 of Pentacles, but in reverse. This is my happy ending card. I like this because it's like everything. And I just heard Mick Jagger always says you can't always get what you want. And I don't mean it that way. There's a new thing when I hear stuff that my ear hurts. Like if I don't say it, then it literally, you see me squeeze my eye. I get all of my stuff very physically. I would love to see the synastry chart between you and your person, because they're like a lot of fortune. They got the wheel of fortune. That's what they get out of it. It changes things for them. And they learn that they're not cursed. They do get to heal. They don't have to wait forever. And they do get to stick on tattoos. They learn worth. Because right or wrong, it's mostly wrong. They're tying what they feel is their sense of worth to whether they can get Wheel of Fortune. And Wheel of Fortune is a little bit more neutral than I think people like. Obviously, it's not a negative card, but it just means a shift for the better, right? And that's always good. But I think honestly, what's really crazy is like this 10 of Pentacles in reverse as an outcome would be devastating. As a lesson to me, I find fascinating, because Cancer's thing is attachment. If you can find, and I say this all the time when I'm doing the live, if you can find a Cancer that doesn't have super unhealthy attachment issues to wanting to over nurture something and try to save it, you've met a very Zen person who's probably been through a lot. You learn in this because Cancer is one of the signs. I'm going to put Taurus up there with them too. It can almost have, and I love you, Cancer, but you can almost have like an unrealistic idea, and oddly Capricorn does it too, of what it should look like. And it's not enough unless it dings all those boxes. And I feel like what you get from this is the idea that like the happy ever after doesn't mean everything at all the time, right? So like sometimes you guys might be struggling and building together, and you won't have the big fancy house, or you won't both be making six figures at the same time. And sometimes one of you will go through a rough patch at separate times, and it is not mushy gushy. It is not being able to not pass each other in the kitchen without a hug or a touch or it won't be text all day. I think this teaches you the joy of the moment. And that would be the most beautiful thing for a Cancer to learn, is just living in the joy without letting the expectation of the outcome mar or take away from the joy that there is in the now. I never thought I would like reverse 10 of Pentacles ever. Now, here's what's interesting. Both of you, I don't know who you're dealing with, but both of you really like the falling in love part. Really like the falling in love part, to the point where Cancer's disillusioned when it doesn't feel like that 24/7 all the time. And the other one, I kind of feel like your person might get a little bored easy. They like the falling in love part. The rest of it, it always kind of disappoints. This brings both of you, and again, it's nuanced for different reasons, right? The energy of the union is that the love can be there without the falling in love high honeymoon stage all the time. And you both don't go looking elsewhere. You, out of fear that this isn't enough or that they don't love you anymore on the day that they don't text you 100 times or they don't, because Cancer likes reassurance. Cancer, Pisces, Leo really like a lot of reassurance. Libra a little bit. They may have had relationships where they thought that that relationship would fix everything, hence the not feeling fully healed and also feeling like, where's my stick-on tattoos? And I think because they find this and they tie that to their worth, they feel less like they need that constant honeymoon period out of a person because they're not looking for the person. Wow. Okay. So I just heard that they self-medicate and they might also self-medicate with people, which is not uncommon. But when they start to find the worth in themselves and that shift, they don't need that. They don't need that like they need oxygen. They don't need the rush and the fawn. And fawning is absolutely a trauma response. People don't realize that. All right. Oof, that was deep. And Cancer. It was a lot of strong stuff that came in, like strong. I'm supposed to record a lot of other signs today. I wanted a clarifier for your 10 of Pentacles, which is in the opposite, right? It's in the same line. It's in that last line. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Now you're mirroring. Can I clarify the Wheel of Fortune for Cancer's person? Strength. And this is beautiful. This is exactly what I was talking about. Look at this card. Your person is strong. This is not like, it's not the Two of Cups where we have the serpent, the snake that eats itself. I always say the name wrong. It's not where you have that intersecting. I believe that is you behind your person, and the strength. You're not doing their healing for them. You are supporting them. And while the lions are strong, right? But do you see the introspection? Do you see the gentleness in that lion's face? Do you see almost a touch of sadness? Like, but your hand is right there so that they can, I'm going to cry. They can feel all the feelings so they can have all the healings. You allowed them the space to be sad in a way that they've needed to, in a way they've been a little afraid to. That brings the shift. Wow. Okay, so just to clarify, we're getting the same cards again and again. This is 10 of Pentacles, happy ending. That I was about to shuffle and it literally flips upside down the second I grab the cards. And the next thing I normally do is to find out what like the possible long-term outcome, if it goes long-term, if it does. And there's the 10 of Pentacles. All right, let's get a shadow card. How do we work on, let me turn that one upside down. What is it? Remember, like, don't ever lose your sight of yourself because of another person. So there, that's part of this. That's part of this 10 of Pentacles upside down. Like, don't expect this person to come in and be like already at the best higher version of self. Yeah. Your expectations should just be love. Just be love. And that will be enough to shift a lot of things for both of you. Okay. What is the thing to be mindful of? What does universe want you to be mindful of? There's still no communication. Like, this is all great in energy. It's all great on my table. It's not happening yet. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just starting to happen for some of you. Movement. You can't make this stuff up, right? And what did I just say about Ouroboros or whatever this sneaky man's name is? Snake that eats itself. I just said. Although this one is not in that full circle like it is around the world card. It's just moving. It's not intersected or anything yet. Movement, is that movement for both or movement for the energy of the relationship or the warrior? Yeah, that makes sense to me, because that healing upside down, your person might be in true warrior mode right now. I think you both have a little bit of that energy. Cancer usually does. It's what the crab shell for. It's armor when necessary. All right, and let's just let's get one more card. Okay, energies to be aware of. 7 of Cups. I'm gonna need clarification. Is that 7 of Cups because the energy you have to be aware of is fantasy and too many scenarios in your head? Is that have to be aware of it, that you're not worried that that's what your person is up to, or is that beware of that's what your person is up to? It could go a lot of ways. And you can obviously like book readings. My link will be in the description box. You don't want to tell me? Okay, I'm almost nervous to turn this over. That's interesting. Okay, death. This is Scorpio card. It's also the card of transformation. I'm going to say something I don't know you want to hear. This, and this very much say to me. Remember when I said I feel like your person might have like self-medicated with people to like fill that hole? Because when you feel like where's my prize in my Cracker Jack box, and you feel like the healing is, no matter how hard you try, is slipping through your hands like sand, and you're self-medicating with people, that's to fill that hole because it's slipping through your hands. Okay, ow. This 10 of Pentacles, when I said it's not always going to be perfect all the time, I don't know that that's something Cancer can do, but I don't see action in this. But your person might be go off in his head. I mean, we would have to read cards again. We would have to check into energies. That's what Friday's for, right? We'd have to check into energies. Because there's free will, you know, and things change also. But death in reverse with the rest of these cards. Okay. Especially for a handful of you, is that you do have to understand that while you have fawning trauma response, and I think they do too, to a minor degree, they have big fight or flight. This person has a lot of fight or flight energy, and part of that flight, and I said flight, may be to let somebody else take their attention for a minute. Now, I don't see this manifesting in like action, because they definitely want, we still have that 6 of Pentacles on the table. And like I said, when I pulled that out, they want to give you everything. And I don't see this in action, but they may resort to self-medicating with like a flirtation. Now, for some of you also, this is, you're not over whatever betrayals you've had in the past, and you have to be careful that this is not taking over all the rest of this, all this healing, all the strength, the shifting. You know, it has 10 of Pentacles energy. It's just that you're going to have to be realistic about that. You know, sometimes they're going to pull back their energy, and they're going to fall in old habits. What level of old habits and how much action is behind those old habits, that's going to vary. It's a large collective. I feel like that there's such a strong connection. I still really love this read for you. And again, divine, what did I mean, everything just keeps confirming itself. But we talked earlier about how everyone is a vehicle to your highest best self, and highest best self, like the most evolved, developed Cancer, as you know, you're not sharing, but also not being overly clingy or jealous. That would be a good, you know, all the water signs can be a little mind, down. That's Daffy Duck. Look it up. I'm old. I don't know what to tell you. But that's the good that comes in this relationship, because at the end of the day, it does have legs. It has teeth, you know. It's just not always perfect all the time. And that doesn't mean it's disaster, but both of you have done a lot of waiting and a lot of like, where's my prize in the Cracker Jack box? So they might have some slide backs, and you may have some like old, sabotaging beliefs, because what happens to somebody when they get in that paranoia of what are they doing? They're not paying as much attention to me. Usually what happens to their daily minutia of how they're reacting to everything is not fun energy for anyone to be in, whether they're guilty or not. That energy in itself is just, I know I am a chick and I'm supposed to have a lean towards one side or the other. But I think probably one of the least favorite phrases for any masculine in a relationship to hear is like, let's talk about where the relationship is going. Let's talk about the relationship, and just having like 2-hour conversations about the actual relationship, which is what happens when you're worried. It's what happens in any situation with any human of any sign when you go in fear mode. Be aware of that. I think that was excellent advice from universe. Definitely everything that came through was like super, it wasn't just the cards, it was super channeled, because my eye hurts. I love you. Now you love you. Thank you, Cancer. I'll see you 7:30 on Friday on Soul Navigation, and make sure you go watch the other ones so that you can go 1 30-minute reading. All right. Bye.